into a room so silent before.
So next up to speak was the famously thin health nut commander-in-chief, Donald Trump. And even President Trump noticed how dead the room was.
Fantastic job. I've never walked into a room so silent before.
Wow, way to throw your opening act under the bus. Who was that who was that loser, huh? I thought alcoholics was supposed to be fun. Well, if anyone can win a room back, it's President Trump, who convinced these generals there was a good reason to pull them from their posts.
I call it the N-word.
Oh shit. He's coming in hot here. Is he gonna say it? Is he gonna say it today? Is this about to happen? Is this it?
The word nuclear. We can't let people throw around that word.
Oh. Okay, the N-word is nuclear. Okay, but that's a weird way to say it, since there's also kind of another word that we famously refer to as the N-word.
There are two N-words, and you can't use either of them. Can't use either of them. And frankly, if it does get to use, we have more than anybody else. We have better, we have newer.
Wait, are we still talking about nuclear, or the other one? I just want to make sure. Look, I'm sure the gathering of America's most decorated generals is loving this extended riff on the N-word, but let's maybe wrap this up before it gets out of hand.
San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, they're very unsafe places, and we're going to straighten them out one by one. And this is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. That's a war, too. It's a war from within. I told Pete, we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military. But this is going to be a big thing for the people in this room because it's the enemy from within, and we have to handle it before it gets out of control.
Okay. You know what? Can we just go back to talking about the N-word, okay? Because this seems worse.
Hey guys, this is Tina and you're welcome back to the channel. So something shocking happened in America. Hundreds of generals and admirals gathered in one hall, and when Trump expected cheers, he got silence. Not a single clap nor cheer. Was this a protest, guys? Americans are calling it the boldest silent stand ever. Was this military sending Trump a message or just playing it safe? One thing is sure, guys, America has never seen anything like this before. Do you think this was defiance or just fear? Well, let's look at people's reactions to this.
Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump both spoke to the top military leaders in the United States military today, and the silence was deafening. Not only did Pete Hegseth not get a round of applause, he didn't get a cheer, he didn't get a single thing. He spoke to a group of warrior leaders about warrior ethos, apparently, but all I heard was anti-DEI rhetoric and how much he hated fat people and women. And then Donald Trump did the same thing. He went on a whole spiel about Donald Trump. He went on a whole spiel about tariffs. He went on a whole spiel about how, well, just watch this little clip.
And we want war because we want to have no wars, but you have to be there, and sometimes you have to do it. I have said.
Then he gave us this gem also, claiming that we're being invaded from within. I'm sure he's talking about those radical leftists that just want free health care.
Well, America is under invasion from within. We're under invasion from within.
I watched the entirety of both of these speeches, and for them to be met with the types of silence that they were met with by military leaders who refused to acknowledge the absurdity of the comments that were being made. Today, that means the White House and Pete Hegseth are probably trying to figure out how to fire all of these individuals because, for once, their generals his generals, as Donald Trump calls them, rejected him.
The word I kept hearing from them was embarrassment. Because if you look at that picture and you listen or have viewed what happened yesterday in Quantico, you saw myriad numbers of Silver Star awards. You saw myriad Purple Hearts, Bronze Stars, Combat Infantry badges, and they were being lectured on how to do push-ups and lose weight and shave, and it was truly mortifying. But the larger question is, going forward, what happens to the military with this internal dissension that you can seemingly feel when you witness an event like yesterday?
When you look at those faces, it's what I predicted when I was on the show the other day, and that you're going to get poker faces and a stoicism that was reflective of professionalism. But truthfully, those individuals will leave that room or left that room yesterday, and they'll start discussing and analyzing how they can implement some of the lawful orders that they got. Okay, great. We can buck up the standards. We can take a look at the kinds of things to get some soldiers, not all, certainly not even the majority, back in better shape. Take a look at what our ranks look like. But there were also soldiers and all ranks of services in that audience that said, wait a minute, when they were writing down the same kind of checklist that I was writing down, saying, wait a minute, we can't do that, or we shouldn't do that, or this is a true violation of what we are as professionals, or hey, I've got women in my ranks who are performing admirably. Why should I kind of lump them all together like the secretary did? Or I'm certainly now going to debate with myself, what am I going to say if I'm asked to go on the street and conduct illegal actions? And I guarantee you that the people in that audience will not execute illegal orders. We've been saying that for a long time. This was a disciplinary approach in public with cameras so the whole nation could see, and it was an attempt at separating the military institution from the people that they defend.
To provide training for a quick reaction force that can help quell civil disturbances. And this is going to be a big thing for the people in this room because it's the enemy from within.
That was Donald Trump today in front of 800 military leaders, silent. That silence is important. I'll get to that later. Telling them that they're going to have to attack American civilians on American soil. Calling those civilians the enemy from within. I'm the enemy from within. If you're watching this, you're probably the enemy from within too. What Donald Trump asked those military leaders to do is shred the Constitution, violate their oath to honor the Constitution. No wonder they weren't clapping. Pete Hegseth also spoke at this meeting. What did he want?
We also don't fight with stupid rules of engagement. We untie the hands of our warfighters to intimidate, demoralize, hunt, and kill the enemies of our country. No more politically correct and overbearing rules of engagement.
Those stupid rules of engagement, they have a name. They're called the Geneva Conventions. We've signed on to them again and again and again. Why? Because we've committed ourselves to not committing war crimes. No wonder the military sat silent. What is Trump demanding of his military? Let's be honest, war on the streets. He calls it war. War on our own. He wants to use it to stifle dissent, to stifle me. Probably you too. What is Hegseth demanding? Clean shaven, mostly for racial, talk to black men about beards, and religious, talk to non-Christian men about beards. Reasons to be trained like pit bulls with arms to commit war crimes. Do you want that? I didn't think so. What Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth promoted to its military today was a military state that stifles dissent through its military and abroad is reviled by the rest of the world for its barbarism. There are two things standing in the way of Trump and Hegseth's dictator dreams. One is the military that they address today. Will they violate their oath? Their silence today gives me a little bit of hope that they won't. And two, us? Will we stand in the way through mass demonstrations? There's going to be one October 18th, through mass strikes if necessary, through mass civil disobedience if necessary. That's how other countries beat back dictatorships. We have an emerging dictatorship. Are we ready? I am. I hope you are too.
What do you think about this, guys? Was the military really trying to play safe, or is it another thing altogether? Well, if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. Do well to like, share, and of course subscribe to support the channel. Till next time, bye.